challenging time for all of us, for anthropologists and for other human beings on this planet. And I wanted to start with the title of your chapter in the book. So, open up the treasure of anthropology to the world. It's a nice title, but what is this treasure? And what can we do with this treasure at this specific time in human history?
So much, and I think we have the obligation to do so. I really strongly believe that. And the treasure, to me, is that we know how people shape cultures and how cultures shape people. And that's vital knowledge, always in companies. How do you create a culture of belonging, inclusion, strong leadership, customer orientation? It doesn't really matter. In schooling, how do you create a school culture in which people can flourish and kids feel at home? So if we know how people shape cultures, we should share that knowledge with the ones who are in charge. And especially now, because I think Corona shook up a lot of our cultural beliefs and assumptions and the way we do things and how we used to do things. So the good news is that everything is open up for this, or not everything, but a lot is open up for discussion again, since we can choose what we value again. So where to spend our money on, how to deal with stuff. And there are a couple of global issues which we need to tackle, like climate change and the divide between the poor and the rich and the have and the have not. So I think this is a very, very vital period of time for humankind to do so. And I think as anthropologists, we can definitely step in.
But we are somehow putting the other problems because of the COVID-19 pandemic under the carpet, like you mentioned, the climate crisis. This is something that we will have to prepare for, and we will have to collaborate, right? And this is what you also teach through your lectures, through your consulting, how to collaborate in organizations, and very importantly, how to be a human among humans and how to create humane organizations. So in this time of the human history, during the COVID crisis, what kind of organizations can we create and how can we change through organizations the world for the better?
I think that we don't need to wait COVID-19 out and then we can prepare for new discussions. I think that we should be aware that we are in a global liminal phase. And as anthropologists, we know what liminality is. So we're in a rite of passage. So we got a separation from the old normal. And now we are in the middle, in the betwixt and between phase, until we can reintegrate to the moment where we can hug and we don't have to deal with the COVID restrictions. So in this liminal stage, we have to deal with what's our storyline, what is that what we believe in. We have to find new. What you see across the globe is conspiracy theories popping up, people voting for strong leaders because they're fed up with how things are going. So I think this is a time where we as mankind have to fix again what we believe in. The sense making is this is the moment in a way. So what I do with organizations in all sorts of levels, so it can be like Dutch police or mayors or corporates, it doesn't really matter. People who feel that what they used to do is not there anymore. So on a practical level, they have to deal with hybrid working, giving leadership at a distance. And the good thing is that although it's very, very tough and hard and people are really suffering in their homes, for leaders, it's really challenging them in what they call feminine leadership. And I'd like to call it human leadership, not feminine, or masculine. It's just human, just to go beyond your spreadsheets and to ask how people are doing and to choose what to do. So I think this is the moment in the liminal stage where we can do sense making and recreate what was, wrong in the first place. So we should not wait until we go back to the old normal, but this is the moment where we say, okay, there's a couple of things in the old normal which we want to go back to. And in that sense, I think we live in a crisis situation. And there's a couple of things in the old days, like in January 2020, what we really don't want to go back to. And then I think this is the moment to change that. And a very, like in a micro story level, you could say, well, in our country, I'm in the Netherlands now, there's hardly any traffic jams because there's not much movement and people work from home. So I would say that that's something to keep. So if you just think of that, you want to change that, then there's like a domino of things you need to change. You need to change your working hours, and if you change the working hours, you need to change your contracts, you need to change your office buildings, you need to change the educational system for parents to be able to have spread timing of their work. So changing small things in the way we structured our world and the way we behave has like a huge impact on many fields. And I think this is exactly what anthropologists know. We know if you change key behavior or if you change key issues in our surroundings, people will start talking about it differently, create different stories, and also behave differently. And that's called culture change. So I think this is a moment where we can apply all we know to help create a better world.
At the end of your chapter, and actually of all chapters, there are a couple of tips for the what to do with anthropology, how to make a better career. And what is your tip? You can pick one of those that are in the book or make up another one which is adapted to this time. What do you suggest?
If I recollect, if I remember correct, I say something about make sure you're holistic, but don't get lost in it. And I think that's exactly what we need now. So we are the ones who can zoom in, zoom out, see what's going on a global level, how people react to each other, what the subgroups do, what in micro stories happening. So zooming in and out, don't get lost. And then I'd like to combine it with the other tip is don't be shy. Be bold, be brave. That's what we need now. So don't doubt your observations, but step in and be on the team of making this world a better place.